A few months ago, at the very top of a 9,000-foot mountain in a remote part of Nepal, this hospital looked like this. Because of its isolation, this community has no electricity, meaning that local doctors have no access to proper medical equipment and often had to perform surgeries and complex procedures in the dark using only a flashlight and very basic tools. If more complex care was needed, it would take hours to walk to a better medical facility. These limitations have resulted in many fatalities and miscarriages. So our long-term partners Give Power, who we have worked with in 3 previous Beast Philanthropy videos, asked Dan and Darren to join them on a trek to the village of Kalaguen to help them solve this problem, where they were given an incredibly warm welcome in undoubtedly one of the most beautiful places on Earth. On the first morning, Darren met up with a local Give Power engineer named Sanjay, who told him a tragic story about Neera, a woman from the village who had previously lost her baby due to the freezing temperatures and lack of appropriate medical facilities and equipment.
She had to travel in the monsoon roads to the nearest birthing center, and then since the birthing center was far away, she couldn't reach the birthing center and had to lose the baby.
And due to a lack of government funding, this hospital would not get electricity until at least 2030.
If the hospital was up and running with the birthing facility, the case with her would have been completely different.
Darren knew we had to act fast to prevent this from happening again, so he also met Melissa, the founder of the Green Program, who brought a bunch of incredible students and volunteers to help finish this massive project.
When I was younger, I was visiting my family in Malaysia. It was the first time I saw the ocean. It was the first time I saw the reef. And it was really the first time where I realized that if we had the opportunity to show people the beauty of nature and the world, it really unlocks something that makes us want to protect it too. So we've essentially taken students from all over the world who care so deeply about making an impact, and being able to expose our future generations to different perspectives is a way that we believe can really make the world a better place.
After meeting Sanjay and Melissa, Darren was more inspired than ever before to get to work by installing a solar array and batteries to power the new hospital, as well as provide all the equipment to outfit a safe and modern birthing center to serve this vulnerable community.
Okay, we're ready for day 1.
3, 2, 1.
So the team was beyond excited to get to work.
We're gonna dig down.
By the end of the first day, the team managed to finish all the digging and wiring.
I can't really put my finger on it, but there is something about the people in this village. Their authenticity, their friendliness, and their openness has made me feel part of their families in just a few days. As we walked up to this house, somebody ran inside and he lit a fire and there's smoke coming out, and we didn't know what was going on, but he went to go brew some tea. This is Himalayan black tea with ginger, and it is really the best tea I've ever had in my entire life. This is the culture over here. These people are incredibly kind and welcoming, and everywhere you go, they want to take care of us. They have literally opened up their houses and given us a bedroom in their house so that Dan and I have a comfortable place to stay.
But not long after the construction began, Dan started to feel ill.
I feel like super sick, so I've got to go over to the local post to get checked out.
Which means he can experience firsthand just how difficult it is to get treated in such a remote location.
As you can see, everything's locked up here, and that's the harsh reality is if you're severely ill in a village nearby, you'd have to make a 7-hour trek to get to the closest big facility that can help.
Fortunately, there was a nurse on site that was able to see him.
This is Karuna, a nurse in the local town of Kalaguen. She's come to help me.
But because there is no electricity, she can only do a very basic checkup. She came to the conclusion that Dan had
Gati.
Gati.
Yeah.
I've got Gati, bro. It's a rare Nepalese disease.
Actually, it's just a minor cold. But for a community this size, there are often far more serious situations that require an immediate and comprehensive treatment that just are not available. With so much riding on this project, the team were already feeling the intense pressure. So while Dan got some rest, they continued with the construction. Now that the supporting structure was built, we could begin installing the solar panels. Because of the team's hard work, we were now ahead of schedule. So Darren took the time to find out more about Sanjay.
When I was working and repairing the equipment in Upper Himalayas, we find out this village with no electricity at all. And then when you get here, I saw a baby was there in a wooden box, and then there was a light bulbs on, hitting it. And suddenly it popped my mind, and I think this kind of equipment can be, built by ourselves. And after that, I formed a team out here in Nepal, and then we were able to make a baby warmer, and we call it Nano Nani in Nepali. That means a warm child.
Nano Nani became such a success that it won a People's Choice Award in the USA.
I think it's a dream come true for me because the vision is like to build this kind of warmer and then to aware the people about the significance in remote settings and the remote hospital like this in the background.
Realizing the